We performed the heels elevated goblet squats in phase 2, and now we're bringing them back into phase 3, but slightly differently. I want you to work up to doing 5 sets of 60 seconds. So coming from a place where we're doing 10 to 20 reps in an EMOM, now we're performing the exercise for a full 60 seconds where we're trying to find fight in flow. We're aiming to just flow through every rep, not necessarily locking out at the top every single time, but just trying to find that cyclical movement to work with our breath and the pump in our muscles to create that fight feeling. In terms of goblet squat technique, it's exactly the same as before. With our breath, we want to inhale through the nose down to find our range and exhaling through the mouth up to power through. We're then going to build that fight breath. You're going to inhale through the nose and then for multiple reps, draw out a long exhale through the mouth. Nearer to the end of the minute, we're then going to go into that strong fight breath from the back of our throat. Every single rep. I want you to give yourself as much rest in between the 5 sets as you need to. You don't even need to do the full 5 sets. If you're able to bring so much intensity into the first few sets, if you were to do the 3rd set and you'd feel like that was too much, that's going to take you over the edge of fight and into flight or freeze, then we want to stop there. Because after this, you're either going to be performing the death by or calm by, which is going to take energy from you as well. The limit of 5 sets is there. Work according to your own ability and your own intensity. For me personally, it takes me a while to build intensity. So 5 sets works really well for me, but for other people, they're able to bring that intensity and that fight right from the start. So they may not need that full 5 sets to work with. Let's go over the progressions for the heel elevated squats. I have got a slant board here. If you are not able to get one of these, you can just raise your heels with a couple of plates or some books. Choose a height which works for you. If you feel like you're able to stay quite upright with a lower height, then work with that. If you feel like you're collapsing forwards a lot, maybe try and elevate the heels a little bit more. I want you to hold this by cupping the top of the dumbbell or the kettlebell. Push your elbows forwards, spread your shoulder blades wide and keep them down away from your ears. From here, start with your feet around hip distance apart or maybe a little bit wider, whatever feels comfortable for you. Make sure you're pushing into your heels and your balls of your feet evenly rather than pushing into one more than the other. You're going to control down as low as your inhale will allow, and then you're going to control back up again and squeeze the bottom of your glutes in. I also want you to bring the correct tension to your body as you're doing this. So we incorporate the internal torque chain more than the external torque chain because we're trying to find flow and intensity and eventually a fight. Since we're flowing through the reps and not exploding out of them for a short amount of reps, we're going to be incorporating the internal torque chain more. I want you to focus on spreading the heels and spreading the butt cheeks apart. Create that tension as you control down and maintain it as you control back up as well. And you should feel like the knees will naturally align. Your core will naturally want to stabilize and switch on as well. If you feel like you're not at the stage yet to use a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you can just do this body weight. If you feel like you're collapsing forwards a lot, what you can also do is zombie squats. So that's having your hands out in front of you to counteract the weight. Work with your mobility using your inhale as well as choosing the right progression for you.